Hey everyone, it's Troy here. I'm gonna go through my famous caramel roll recipe here, show everybody how it's done. It's real easy, and you will make a very happy family in the morning when you create these yummy delights. So let's get started. So what I'm going to show you here is the ingredients. I got a roll of Rhodes sweet dough. You'll find this in the freezer section. It comes in a 3-pack in this pink package. I usually put a roll out for a couple hours and let it de-thaw just on a plate. We got your brown sugar here. We're going to use a cup of brown sugar. And then we've got a half pint of heavy whipping cream. You'll find this in your grocer's cooler section in the dairy products. So that's all you need to make these rolls. So the first step is I'm going to roll this dough out here with my trusty rolling pin. And let's get started. I'm going to clear this area off. So the dough is kind of sticky, so I usually put a little flour down. Just grab a little handful of flour here and I sprinkle it on my dough and on the counter a little bit. And you also want to have a clean counter, so use some antibacterial on your counter. And a little hard to film this, but I'm going to roll this flat here. So in the next scene you'll see a nice flat piece of dough here that will roll into our rolls. Alright, so you can see now I've finished rolling my dough. It's nice and flat, and it's, approximately, 15 inches by 10 inches. Just want to flatten it out as best you can. And next, one more ingredient I forgot to mention is butter. So you're going to take a knife and butter and just lightly coat the entire area with good old butter. The next ingredient I failed to show at the beginning was cinnamon sugar. So you want to you should have this up in your cupboard with all your other spices and whatnot. And so you're going to sprinkle a nice coating over the butter that you just spread. And just kind of eyeball it. There's no right or wrong way to do this, but just sprinkle it all up with some cinnamon sugar. Alright, I've got my carton open here. So I'm just going to pour this into the pan. Just give it a nice even pour. I got my cup of brown sugar. Just dump that in. And now I just take the knife that I've been using to spread butter and I mix this around. And just kind of get it all mixed in real good. And this is going to form your caramel when it bakes tomorrow morning. So that looks pretty good. And now we're going to go back over here to our rolls, to our dough here. And you want to just grab the long way here and roll it up. Like so. And now you can cut, I usually do 12 or 15 depending on how well I I rolled it out with the rolling pin. This looks like I'm going to be able to make 15 rolls out of this long piece of dough here. So I usually start in, I have to make 5 sections here. So just kind of eyeball. If you're going to do 12, you'll make 4 sections. 15, you're going to need 5 sections here to start. So I take my butter knife again and I just cut 5 sections, and now I'm going to cut these into thirds. Like so, and now you'll just want to place all these pieces into your pan, 3 across. And this will rise overnight. So I usually put the smaller ones at the end. They're already smelling good. And this will fill your whole kitchen with a wonderful smell when you wake up the next morning. And you will be ready to bake. So now, I'm all done for tonight, aside from a little cleanup. What I'm going to do, just to kind of keep our cat away and any other potential issues, I'm going to place these in my oven. It's just a good spot for them to rise overnight. I'm not baking, the oven is not on, it's cool right now. I'm just going to let them sit there overnight, and tomorrow morning we'll take a look at what we have before we bake them. That's all for now. Time to clean up. Alright, it's morning, it's about 9 hours later. I'm going to open my oven here and show you the rolls are now big and poofy. They've risen. So we'll shut the oven door here. We will preheat to 350. And once we're ready to put them in the oven, we will come back. Put them in there on the center them in there. Set your timer for 20 minutes. And you check them after 20 minutes. It depends on your oven. It might take 20, could take up to 25 minutes. So we'll take a look here in 20 minutes and see how they look. Alright, it's been 20 minutes. They look done. They're golden brown on top. So I'm going to hand this to my wife here, who's going to tape me doing the final step. You need to have 2 mitts. Make sure you have 2. Pull them out of the oven. Let's turn this off. And let's get a knife out of the drawer. And now you need to flip them over. So the key is to just go around with the knife and make sure they're not going to stick to the pan. And they kind of, they won't be risen as much as soon as you do that. Take your cover now for your pan. You need to have some kind of a cover. Lightly put it on top with your 2 mitts. You need to flip it and lift the hot pan off. And there are your caramel rolls, ready to be eaten. And enjoy. That's all. Hope you enjoy them. Tell me what you think when you make them for your family. Alright.